Yeah, sometimes the feed works, sometimes it doesn't. Who cares? Joseph, thanks for calling, my man. We had you frozen there. You look good frozen though, my man. We should send that to you and have it framed.
Yeah, I'm sure it's always flattered.
So look, the thing about this that's unsettling to people who feel bad about this, there's an argument, and you know this because you're the man.
Yep.
ICE is doing its job, man. You got 17 people that have bad papers and bad documents, and they're illegal. ICE has a warrant. They're doing their job. That's their argument, is it not, sir?
Well, yeah. I mean, they're police, and they're a certain type of police that are supposed to investigate a certain type of illegality, and in some cases, crime. I don't have any information that there were crimes up there, and in fact, I haven't even heard that there were fake papers. Huh. But there were illegals up there, at least that's what they believe, and they're going to be taken in and processed. The thing I think is upsetting people is that video. The video looks rough, right? There's ceiling tiles coming down.
But hold on. You're my man, and you know this so well, because I know you do. A lot of times, because I've been on these raids, they have pulled folks, not just illegals, from ceilings of businesses a lot, sir. So that happens. It just does.
Right. No, absolutely. But someone who's not aware of what happens and the tactics that are sometimes used by the illegals themselves and sometimes even by human traffickers, it looks like just bedlam in there.
Right on.
I mean,
right on.
I think one person I showed the video to said, "What, did these guys come in through the ceiling?" And I had to explain, they have to check up there. There could be people hiding up there. There could be, in some cases, contraband, money, second set of books. But there's known types of misbehavior, and that's their job to know. And that's what was going on there.
And let me from one of my boys, without obviously identifying anyone here who's in this business, that 17 individuals, we had criminal search warrants, ICE people. 17 individuals were arrested for being in the country illegally, working in the country illegally, and falsifying employment documents. And so they took them in. Here's the thing, and I see both sides of this, quite frankly, because the American public expected the statement was murderers, rapists, and drug dealers. This ain't that, sir. So now the reflex is, oh, my God, what the hell are you doing? You know what I'm saying, right?
Absolutely. I mean, as you get further away from the things we almost completely 100% agree on, the criminals, the rapists, the arson, the further you go from that, the more you get into outrage and maybe even away from consensus.
Yeah. No, you're right.
It's very difficult. These are calls. I'm certainly not an apologist for law enforcement or some kind of suck-up, but when you have people falsifying papers, that usually leads to other things. Yeah. Where are they? How are they making them? I can't say for sure, but, if it's a fake Social Security card or a fake work permit, one wonders where they got that, who sold it to them, are these things being produced, is organized crime involved? Again, I doubt that ICE is particularly interested in wasting their time.
Right on.
Enforcement and removal is a very small group. I think there might be about 5,000 agents.
Yep.
So they don't have excess people. I know they're hiring now, but they don't have excess people. So I don't think they'd be wasting their resources on this particular a raid if there wasn't more to it. 17 at one, that's a lot of people. For something that isn't a factory. I mean, when you see factory raids, they'll arrest 85 or 100 people. It's bigger. But for a restaurant to have 17 undocks in it.
That's the whole damn staff.
Well, yeah, really.
My man, I gotta be honest here. Joseph Patrick Murphy, fantastic immigration lawyer. I'm so glad we're friends. Here's my thing, man. I'm kind of pragmatic. If someone says to the Griffin family, hey, Griffin family, there's a hurricane coming, and it's Cat 4, and if you don't leave, and you got like 24 hours to leave, you're going to die. So the Griffin family makes a choice. I stay and die, or I leave and live. If I own a business in this town right now or in America, and I have illegals, Joseph, wouldn't you advise them to get their crap together and get rid of those folks or do something because the train's coming, right?
Yeah, I can and I do advise as such. And for there are several businesses in the area that have been proactive about this. They call me in. They say, "Hey, Murphy, we've got 10, 12 people.
Nice.
You interview these guys, and you'll find in a lot of cases some of these people actually could have gotten legal. They qualify for different types of humanitarian relief. Sometimes they're married to Americans. So you talk to these people, and it's like, well, why didn't you do this? Because, well, I didn't know, or the law wasn't being enforced. Why would I follow it? But as you said, Marty, in a certain roundabout way, there's a new sheriff in town.
Right on, man.
And, so we'll go into these businesses, or we'll actually, in many cases, we have them send the workers over to my office one at a time.
Oh.
It's helpful to the individual migrant because it's a real office. Some guy that shows up by the dishwashing station in a suit, it's harder to trust them and understand that it's a place to get home.
Yeah.
And you'll interview them, and you make a report back. The guys that want to stay, that can afford it, maybe sometimes the employer even helps.
Oh.
But it's good to get ahead of this if you can.
So two things before you go, and I know you're really busy, and I appreciate the hell out of you for doing this. Number one, tell our listeners the backup right now for a hearing for immigration. Tell them how many years?
Like 4 right now.
4 years. 4 years. Come on, man.
I got a guy who's got a hearing date in 2030.
No.
Yep.
Jesus. What does he do in the meantime?
Well, it depends on what the hearing's for, but in many cases, these are deportation hearings, and in many cases, the client has, with that much time, they're here in the United States waiting for the hearing. They've asked for, in many cases, asylum. With that request, they can get a work permit so they can work while they're waiting.
I see.
Sometimes they marry. I mean, a lot of these people are at that age. They're at the age where you're moving around in the world. You're looking for jobs. You find a husband or a wife or a spouse. With that, it would be, there's a lot of choices in that now. But so you'll find people that by the time they get around to trying to deport them, they've married a citizen and they're entitled to get a green card that way.
Wow.
And that's great. So you notify the court. Thank you very much for the protection of the asylum laws.
Wow.
And so on.
You're my man, Joseph Patrick Murphy. Best immigration lawyer I know. Hey, man, before you go, check this out. One of my boys tells me that when ICE agents got in there was a kitchen fire, and they had to put out the damn kitchen fire before they arrested everybody.
Well, I've warned about this many times.
Wow. What happened? We lost him. All right, we'll take a break. It's amazing stuff.